Title: The Whispering Shadow. In the small town of Havenwood, nestled between thick forests and rolling hills, the nights were alive with whispers. Whispers of urban legends that haunted the corners of the community. Growing up, the tales were shared around campfires, their eerie glow illuminating wide eyes and the imaginative minds of teenagers. Of all the legends, none was more terrifying than the story of the Whispering Shadow. According to the legend, decades ago, a young woman named Eliza had vanished without a trace. Her disappearance coincided with a string of unexplained events. Eerie sounds echoing through the woods, missing pets, and shadows that moved when no one was around. Locals believed Eliza had been claimed by a malevolent spirit, trapped for eternity in the dark recesses of the forest. It was said that on certain nights, if you ventured into the woods and called her name, she would appear, whispering secrets and promises that would drive anyone to madness. One autumn evening, a group of friends, Jenna, Alex, Brianna, and Ryan, decided to test their courage. With Halloween around the corner, they felt invincible, summoning the audacity of youth. Armed with flashlights and snacks, they ventured into the dreaded woods, laughter mingling with the rustling leaves. They set up camp near the old creek where the air was thick with apprehension and excitement. As they shared ghost stories, the mood shifted when a chill swept through the air. "Do you guys really believe in the tales?" Brianna asked, her voice barely a whisper. "Of course not," Alex scoffed, but his bravado was undermined by the way his eyes flickered towards the trees. "It's just a story." Quote, "Let's call her," Ryan suggested, emboldened by his friend's bravado. "What if we actually get her to appear?" Jenna hesitated but felt the need to prove her courage. "Fine. But let's do it by the creek," she agreed, her heart racing. So, under the pale moonlight, they gathered by the water, their faces illuminated by flashlights. With each reflection on the surface, the darkness seemed to loom larger. Taking a deep breath, Ryan called out, "Eliza, we want to hear your secrets." Silence engulfed them, thick as fog. The air felt electric, crackling with an energy that made every hair stand on end. For a moment, it seemed as if the world had paused, holding its breath. Then, a faint whisper drifted through the trees. It was barely audible but undeniably there, tugging at their curiosity. "Do you hear that?" Brianna's eyes were wide, fear mingling with excitement. "It's just the wind," Alex claimed stubbornly, although he too felt unease weaving its way into his chest. They took turns calling Eliza's name, louder each time, and the whispers grew more distinct, swirling around them like a fog. Suddenly, the water in the creek rippled violently, disturbing the otherwise still scene. Shadows emerged from the depths of the trees, forming shapes that seemed to sway and dance, morphing into reflections of figures long lost. The friends huddled together, unease taking root in their minds, and then they saw her, a silhouette standing at the edge of the trees, her long hair cascading like dark waterfalls. Eliza's form was featureless, a shadow among shadows, yet it felt alive, pulsating with an energy that beckoned them closer. "Come closer." The whispers grew stronger, seductive in their undertones. "I know your secrets." Before they could react, a force pulled them towards her. Panicking, they turned to run, but it felt as if the forest itself was alive, branches reaching out like hands, roots tangling around their ankles. Jenna stumbled and fell, the cold ground biting into her skin. Looking back, she saw Eliza's form gliding towards her, a ghastly grin spreading across her shadowy face. "Let me share your secrets," the whispering shadow hissed in an inviting tone. Thinking quickly, Jenna remembered the legends. Eliza fed on fear and despair. With every ounce of her strength, she shouted, "We're not afraid of you. You're just a story." For a moment, the shadow paused, confusion flickering in its formless face. Seizing the opportunity, Jenna scrambled to her feet. "Run, now," she screamed. Breaking free from the clutches of the dark, they dashed through the trees, branches scratching against their skin as if trying to pull them back. The air thickened with the echo of whispers, clawing at their minds. But they didn't look back. They ran until they reached the edge of the woods, gasping for breath, hearts pounding like drums. Once they burst into the safety of the streetlights illuminating Havenwood, the comforting warmth of familiarity enveloped them. The forest loomed behind them, dark and foreboding, whispering secrets that would never reveal themselves. The next day, as they recounted their harrowing tale to friends at school, the skeptical glances they received didn't matter. They knew the truth. The urban legends had teeth, and with a single call, they could awaken horrors better left undisturbed. Havenwood became a little quieter after that night. The whispers diminished, but Jenna, Alex, Brianna, and Ryan knew better. The legends held their stories well, hidden in the shadows, waiting for the next brave fool to stir them from their slumber. And the whispering shadow? It would always be there, biding its time, ready to reclaim its innocent victims, one secret at a time.